na bose bakwitire wele kafanisi ndakamsiese mlembe bosi mlembe kandi
Kero mulahi zani ndabulahi nubanda guhula ya kugotizwa ndahulibulu na ndawumiyi nitarike ndakabore nasala mbohonera inzira zene azini mirembe
nimbe aha ndeko sabululu nimbe ndamoyo nenzito mnyanya saye manyi niyangonya niyamba tingulu kembora kanda haraka ni kosi nimbitila sikira mukano ndiso nyasaye ni amulomba manambukula mboro mami asamehe amen ondisa kende no mulembe na kulekera mulembe
nyasaye akuyondizo munjira uramanyire kwa njia ya kustusha lakini Mungu amweke mahali pema peponi
ninze wake na mwozo nembora ndi mama zafogole birenge kuma kutumikira mama chigirabo mwangu kukutuma na mbogeni kutuma na mugabe ya madinyi rogendo rwa mama rohondai.
Mwenyezi Mungu kwa siku ya leo na pia namshukuru kwa zile siku ametupatia tukakaa na mama na tukitoka hapa ningeomba aende salama alale salama na sisi tubaki hapa salama.
Narudishia Mungu shukrani kwa ajili ametusimamisha akatupa nguvu. Mimi ndio nilikuwa naye akaenda akakutana na yale alikutana. Nilikata kuamini lakini nimemwachilia Mungu kama ilikuwa mpango yake atamchukua na hiyo njia amweke mahali pema. Ametutangulia tutakutana.
Bwana beno bireli kabisa kwa mama ngoyo kule manayanga disha mumba mno. Bwana mama aharaye hamuta na robana kuziona kwa kanili naye.
Ni asante kwa hii nafasi ambayo umetuandalia. Baba, kuna mama Dibora ambaye alikuwa anakaa kwa hii nyumba kwa hizo miaka zote ambayo ulimpatia. Wakati siku ama mito wako ulipofika ulimitia kwa barabara na akaitika. Roho yake iko mikononi mwako. Baba, hapa ni familia ambayo tunataka kuomba kwenda kwa ibada ya wafu. Baba wetu Mungu wetu, tunapotoka hapa utuongoze na ibada hiyo tena ukaweze kuitawala na kuiongoza kwa maana ile Mungu. Katika jina la Yesu Kristo naomba na hata kuamini.
It's well with our soul.
Ni Reverend Andrew Okila. Na hii ni matanga ya binti yangu ambaye anaolewa hapa. Jina lake ni Abikai. Sisi kama watu wa familia tumehuzunika sana. Hatuna ya kusema. Tuombewe tu.
My name is Cynthia Ndesia. My church was a good church. She was encouraging and a drama beater. Church, rest in peace.
Why did you leave us so small? Church, the day we used to come, they used to slaughter chickens for us, all church. Who's not going to slaughter chickens for us, or church? When we come, who's going to tell us stories, or church? Church, rest in peace.
First, thank God for this moment, because He's the one who planned everything. Secondly, I would like to thank the church, or all churches that are here, especially Friends Church, for what they've done. They really stood with us since we got this sad news. Thirdly, I would like to thank Chris so very much for working tirelessly to make sure that this event has taken off and is ending in the way that we really wanted to send our beloved ones, to give them a befitting send-off. Here is a family of Deborah Onyango, and with me I have my fathers, my sisters, my brothers, and Deborah's grandchildren. One, they'll introduce themselves. Then number two, I'll say a word, and we'll read the history, and lastly, eulogy. Just be with us.
I'm Cynthia Ndesia, the grandchild of Deborah Onisa.
Hatuna la kusema. japokuwa ni mpango ya Mungu. Na jina langu naitwa Jaman Mutwama.
The grandson. I read the history. The late Mama Deborah Ongisa Onyango was born on 25th May 1945 in Emutete village, a Sianda location, Mhaya district. Daughter to the late Raphael Oroni and the late Feresia Musuruve. Education. She started her education at the Songolo Primary School in the year 1956 and did her exam in the year 1959, and further did her intermediate exams in 1962. She didn't proceed with the education due to lack of school fees. Christianity. From childhood, Mama Deborah started being a member of Church of God on 16th November 1961, led by preacher Charles Mbecha. She was baptized as a full member on 20th November 1971. Marriage. Deborah got married to Ainea Onyango on 18th March 1965. On 10th August 2002, Pastor Crispo Amadadi formalized their marriage by having a wedding. Mama Deborah was blessed with 3 children: Raphael Otuoma, Evan Serenge, Florence Meresia, sister to Edward Olonyi, Zadok Ompima, John Omlindi, grandmother to Cynthia, Bryson Klein, Zawadi, Claire, among others, mother-in-law to Betty Otuoma, Joseph Simiu, Carol Seleng. Demise. On the 11th day of December 2017, the deceased, in the company of other family members who had gone to visit Helen Amwende at Mabusi Scheme Kitale. On their way back home, the vehicle they were traveling in was involved in an accident at Kamkuya along the Kitale-Webuye road, where she met her untimely death along with other 16 passengers. She died at the age of 72 years. Rest in peace, Mama Deborah.
Today we're celebrating the life of Mama Deborah Ongisa. Mom, fondly known as Licedo, for her maestro and love of choir, was surely a blessing to us. Always smiling, even under pressure, she inspired us in a lot of ways. Our mom believed in prayer, hope, and love. She taught us the power of prayer, and by example, it is prayer that came before anything else, whether in happiness or in grief. She always believed in God, and where everyone else had no hope or saw no hope, she still remained optimistic. She never gave up easily, and her resilience was just out of this world. Mom was truly the joy and pillar of our lives. Her encouraging words always made us strong when we were down. She was a caring and sharing person who always brightened our days. She was amazingly talented, being a music composer, drama, teacher, choir master, church leader, and school teacher, besides mentorship to the young, a gift that is not with many. Happiness was a gift to all of us. She gave us beautiful memories with her smiles because she lived a life of honor. Mom, you will always remain in our hearts. You have left an everlasting touch upon our lives. May the sun shine warm upon your face till we meet again, Grandma. Rest in peace. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us. And pray for us, pray for this family, pray for all these families who've lost their beloved ones so that they can get strength and move on with life with God. Thank you so very much.
Isebananga Melvin Olembo, umwichukuru wa msiere Deborah. Msiere kwani kwa uyande sana, lakini ho ituhulia liole. Chendo bulai, ifena kuche, wakane, rest in peace.
Mimi ndio Frederick Sereke, mtoto wa Filoisi Maria Uja watatu. Niko na ndugu zangu, babangu, Ile kitu ningesema tu, Mungu alimjua kabla hajazaliwa na alimpangia chenye alimpangia. Kwa hiyo yote tunasema tu ni mpango ya Mungu. Mungu naye ambariki.
Mimi ni ujuni tu, lakini Mungu mwenyewe ndio alipanga hii maneno. Siwezi kusema chochote. Ya kusema tu Mungu aweke bibi yangu mahali pema peponi.
Lois Imali Ahuja was born on 9th September 1957. She is the last born daughter of the late Ambede and late Kangwa. Education. Mama Lois Imali went to Kitulu Primary School up to Standard 6 in 1973. Marriage. Imali got married to Nation Serenge Ahuja and were blessed with 8 children, 6 boys and 2 girls. Kennedy, Wycliffe, Frederick, Wilberforce, Violet, Nicholas, and Evelyn. The last born boy is late. Sister to Tokes Kagea, Janet Muhonja, and the late Johnston Ogombo. Church. After marriage, she joined Salvation Army, and till her death, she was an active member of Kihingi Salvation Army. Her absence will be greatly felt. May she rest in the Lord. Demise. On the 11th day of December 2017, the deceased, in company of other family members who had gone to visit Helen Amwende at Mabusi Scheme Kitale. On the way back home, the vehicle they were traveling in was involved in an accident at Kamkuya along the Kitale Webuye Road, where she met her untimely death along with other 16 passengers. She died at the age of 60 years. May her soul rest in peace.
Mimi nasimama hapa, mimi iko bado roho yangu kuwa vizuri, kwa maana kwa mke wangu huyu sisi tulikaa naye vizuri, hata mimi nakumbuka yeye. Vile mimi nasema muniombee sana.
At Ebatiri village, Evangel sub-location hall within the Koi location. Daughter to Joseph Amuko and Agneta Amuko Adalo. Education, she went to Emanya Primary School up to Standard 6, where she dropped out. Marriage, Dora got married to John Love Olwezi in 1980. She was blessed with 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. Mother to Wycliffe Osinde, Margaret Amakove and Isaiah Mazo. She left behind 10 grandchildren. Later of she stayed their marriage at Holy Spirit Church in East Africa, Koyadi. But the late was dedicated farmer as well as a business lady at the Mahanga Trading Center. Demise. On the 11th day of December 2017, she deceased in the company of other family members who had gone to visit Helen Amwende at Mabuvi Scheme Kitale. On their way back home, the vehicle they were traveling in was involved in an accident at Kamkuya along the Kitale Webuye Road, where she met her entirely days along with other 16 passengers. She died at the age of 58 years. May her soul rest in peace.
Mimi nikisimama hapa ni kijana wa Esther Boge. Nafikiri ametuacha na machozi, ambapo tutachukua muda sana kuja kumsahau, lakini tumefurahi kuja kutushikilia kamba mpaka wakati tutamweka mama yetu kwa kaburi. Ni hayo tu. Kwa jina ni Leonard Kegode Boge.
Ni Dennis Ombeva Boge. Historia. The left Esther Mwonja Boge was born in the year 1952 at Mudete village, Higa County. Daughter of the late Musa Dungani and Rasoa Kisia. Education. Esther Mwonja went to Mudete Primary School and did her CPE in the year 1972. Her teacher was Herman Karani.
Marriage. Esther Muhonja got married to the late Alfred Boge in the year 1973 and blessed with 6 children, 3 boys and 3 girls, namely Evelyn Kagea, Leonard Kegode, Judith Ambio, Ernest, Dennis Ombeva, and Irene Mijide. She was blessed with 15 grandchildren and 1 grandchild. Christian life. The late Esther Muhonja was baptized in 1967 in Book 1 and 1968 Book 2 by Samuel Minama. She was a member of a Friends Church choir Mahanga. She was a treasurer to the youth YFP, and currently she was secretary to USFW. Work. She was a farmer and a business lady selling food stuffs and fish at Mahanga Market and taking care of her grandchild. Church work. Between 1973 and 2000, she was the Sunday school teacher for the youth between 2006 and 2007. She was elected secretary to the village meetings, and above all, she was a choir leader till her death. Dismissed. On the 11th day of December 2017, the deceased in a company of other families members who had gone to visit her cousin Helen Amwende at Mubasu Scheme Kitale. On their way back, the vehicle they were traveling in was involved in an accident that at Kamkuywa along the Kitale Webuye Road, where she met her ultimate death along with the other 16 passengers. She died at the age of 65 years. May her soul rest in peace.
My name is Dr. Minde Calvin Fundi. I'm the chairman of Physics Department, Jomo Kenyatta University, but also the director of our Quest Education Center. We've worked with Madam Rosemary for a while now, and it's sad. I can feel what these families are going through. It is sad. May we just support the families wherever we can. Thank you very much.
Rosemary Adhiambo Sigia was born on 7th 1976 at Mundere Village, Port Victoria. She was the daughter of the late Mzee Olo and the late Christine Olo. Marriage. Rosemary got married to Benson Sigia in the year 1990, and in 2012 they formalized their marriage through a wedding which was conducted by Archbishop James L. Chabuga. They were blessed with 6 children. The late Elvis Ombajo, Mercy Ajema, Matthias Godfrey, Boniface Oguso, Jeremiah Msazi, and Salome Iminza. Work. She worked as a cook at Light and Salt and Arquest Academy. Christianity life. Mama Rosemary was a devoted Christian since childhood and a member of African Divine Church, Kezege ADC. She was a Sunday school teacher for the youth. Between the year 2006 and 2007, she was elected secretary to the village meetings, and above all, she was a choir leader until her death. Demise. On the 11th day of December 2017, the deceased in a company of other family which had gone to visit Helen Amwende at Mabusi Scheme Kitale. On their way back home, the vehicle they were traveling in was involved in an accident at Kamkuywa along the Kitale Webuye Road, where she met her untimely death along with other 16 passengers. She died at the age of 41 years. Safari yake mikononi mwa Mungu. Rest in peace, mama.
Wapendwa wetu walitoka wakienda safari, na katika safari ambao walikuwa wameenda ndani, niliweza kupokea mimi ujumbe kutoka kwa mhubiri mwenzangu ambaye anaishi sehemu hizo. akinipa habari ya kwamba kuna watu ambao ni wa divine wameangamia katika gari la accident na wamekufa wote. Na mke wangu kila wakati anapotembea anatembea na Biblia na stakabadhi ya kanisa. So hiyo vitu vilisaidia kujua ya kwamba ni wakina nani walioangamia, maana zilikuwa zinasoma Kezege. Nilipopiga simu kwa ndugu yangu ambaye anaitwa George, akaniambia naelekea Kakamega. Nikamwambia George, mko nyote? Akaniambia wenzangu wananifuata hapa nyuma. Na kwa sababu hakuwa amejua habari, alisema tunatembea polepole tukiwangoja. Kwa hivyo ilibidi nimsubiri kidogo niendelee na mawasiliano na wale ambao nilikuwa nawasiliana nao nyuma. Neno la ajabu ni kwamba baada ya kupigia ndugu yangu mara nyingine tena, akawa amepata habari kutoka kwa daktari wa Kiminini kimwambia ya kwamba kuna watoto wetu ambao wameenda ndani ya hospitali ya Kiminini. Alifanya turn back kuelekea kwa hospitali na akaambiwa usiende hospitali, chukua nafasi ya kuelekea Webuye. Ndugu yangu alipoelekea Webuye, alipofika karibu na hospitali, yale ambayo aliona ni mili kutoka kwa gari ikiteremshwa mpaka kwa mochari. Baadaye akanipigia simu akaniambia, bro, tumepoteza zamiri zetu zote, hatuna mtu. Masikitiko ni kwamba sisi zote, jamii hii ambayo inahusika kuanzia sasa, watoto wetu hawatakuwa na yule ambaye ataitwa mama kwa sababu wazazi wao wameangamia. Tunahitaji maombi, mtuombe.
Wamekalia ibada ya leo. Hamjambo tena, na wageni wote wamefika kuja kutufunga kamba. Na washukuru wote kwa kufika siku ya leo. Hapa niko na kijana wangu yule amebaki, Ramdas Oyando, pamoja na mke wake na shemeki yangu. So tunaomba tuweke kwa maombi.
The late Abigail Okwengu Kegode was born on 12th April 1970 at Wanakale village, Emuhaya sub-county of Vihiga County. The daughter to the late Mr. and Mrs. Raphael Ingati and the late Mabel Onea Ingati. Education. Joined Wanakale Primary where she did KCPE and finally joined Ebwali High School. Marriage. She got married to Wycliffe Kegode in 1990. Blessed with 3 children, Ramdas Oyando, the late Caroline Vihenda, and the late Joseph Ingati. 1 grandson, Kelvin Mbaka. Ozil. Child life. Her child life, she became a member of the Church of Wanahale, where after marriage she changed and joined Friends Church Mahanga. She was a member of the church choir and a community health worker. Family. Sister to Moses Ingati, Nehemiah, Charles, Jotham, Rispa, Anna, Titus, Kenneth, and the late Sarah and Penina. Sister-in-law to Joyce Gidima, Helen Amwende, Bartholomew Oguso, Chris Mwanga, George Oguso, the late Godfrey Oguso, Evelyn Oguso, and the late Edna Nyamboke, Janet Azore, and Lucy Ilehal. Aunt to Agri Oguso, Chris Jr., Warren MJ, Webster, Dennis, late Derek, Raphael, Dennis Ingati, Kip, Patricia USA, and Marlon, among others. Work. A community health worker, a farmer. Demis. On 11th day of December 2017, the deceased, in a company of other family, had gone to visit a sister-in-law, Helen Amwende, at Mabusu Scheme, Kitale. On their way back, the vehicle they were traveling in was involved in an accident at Kamkuyo along Kitale, webuye Road, where she met untimely death with other 16 passengers. She died at an age of 47 years. May her soul rest in peace.
Bwana asifiwe. Majina ni Priska Oyando. Tuna masikitiko kwa kuacha mapendo wetu, lakini tunashukuru kwa kuja kuomboleza na sisi.
Kwa majina ninaitwa Ramdas Oyando Kigode. Kwangu ni shukrani sana kwa kufika. I'm going to read the history of my loved sister, Caroline Vienda Kigode. The late Caroline Vienda Kigode was born in 1994 at Mombasa Makande Clinic. Daughter of Wycliffe Kigode Oguso and the late Abigail Kigode. Sister to Ramdas and the late Joseph Ngati. Education. She joined Mahanga Primary School as from 2001 to 2008, where she sat for her primary examination. Later, joined St. Clair's Girls High School, Mbale, in 2009 to 2012. Finally, she joined KMTC, Nakuru, in 2015, where she met her untimely death, being a third-year student. Relatives. Niece of Joyce, the late Joyce, Helen, Ben, Chris, George, and the late Godfrey Lahalwa. Lucy and Janet, cousin of the late Derek Oguso, late Ivy Wenesi, Dwayne Oyando, Baraka Oguso, Levis Azore, Samuel Azore, MJ Oguso, Dennis Amwende, Owen Oguso, among others. On the 11th day of December 2017, the deceased, in a company of other family members who had gone to visit her aunt Helen Amwende at Mabusi Scheme, Kitale. On their way back home, the vehicle they were traveling in was involved in an accident at Kamkuyo along Kitale Webuye Road, where she met her untimely death along with other 16 passengers. She died at the age of 23. Rest in peace, Vienda Caroline Kegode. Thank you.
I'm called Dennis Amwembe. The history of Joseph Ingati Kegode was born in 1999 in Mombasa, Changamwe, son of Wycliffe Kegode Oguso and the late Abigail Kegode. Education: joined Mahanga Primary School in 2007 to 2013. Sat for his primary exam. Joined Vihiga Boys High School in 2014 up to 2017 when he did his KCSE exam. Brother to Ramdas and the late Caroline Kegode. Grandson to Raphael Ingati family Bunyore and the Oguso family. Church: went to Friends Church Mahanga since childhood until he met his untimely death. An active youth leader of the church. He was a full member of Friends Church Mahanga. Relatives: nephew to late Joyce, Helen, Ben, Chris, George, late Godi, Lucy and Janet. Cousin of the late Derek, late Ivy, Lewin, Baraka, Lewis, Samuel, MJ, Dennis, Owen, among others. Demise: on the 11th day of December 2017, the deceased, in a company of other family members who had gone to visit her aunt Helen Amwende at Mabusi Scheme, Kitale. On their way back home, the vehicle they were traveling in was involved in an accident at Kamkuywa along Kitale Webuye Road, where she met her untimely death along with other 16 passengers. He died at the age of 18 years. Rest in peace, Jose. Eva, my sister, kuja kusoma eulogy Eva, my sister.
Mawimbi yakinipiga, nguvu zake ndizo nanga, kwake Yesu nasimama, ndiye Bwana salama, ndiye Bwana salama.
From the deep of my heart, my mommy, Joyce Oguso, my first confidant, my first guide to the world. You might have been one person, but to me, you were the world. Mommy, you did not build houses, factories, or palaces, but you built me. You did not have millions behind your bank account, but you are leaving behind enduring legends worth more than millions. But while I have been mourning your departure with uncontrollable tears, I'm comforted by the good news that you are now resting with the Lord and the Savior Jesus Christ. For the umpteenth time, I wonder to myself again, so it is true, you are now gone. With sorrows in my heart, but gratitude to God for the life well spent, me and you. I will forever salute you, Mommy, because you have been all I ever needed in my life. God gave me the best mom in the world. You taught me to never give up on my dreams, but persevere no matter how hard storms may be. Shine your way, Mommy. I will forever miss you. Thank you to my family members Uncle Chris, I don't have parents. Please, take control of me. Teach me on your own ways. May God bless us. Let us not mourn all of them, but let us celebrate their lives we have spent together with them.
I want to read history for my dear sister, Joyce Gadima Oguso. The late Joyce was born on 8th April 1970 at Mahanga village in Vihiga County. She was a daughter to Agri, the late Agri Oguso, and the late Florence Bone Oguso. She was a sister to Wycliffe Kegode, Helen Amwende, Bartholomew Azore Oguso, Chris Mbwanga, George Oguso, the late Godfrey Oguso, and Evelyn Oguso. Family. She was a loving mother to Webster Agenyera, who works in BAT Nairobi, who is the only son. Relatives. She was a sister-in-law to the late Abigail Okwengu, Edna Jaboke, Lucy Lahalwa, and Janet Azore. She was a cousin to Dr. Lincoln Imbugwa, David Kasakala, Mary Ambassa, Rose Nkoyani, Noel Aradi, Grace Jumba, Wilson Liramoka from the US, Eliud Kiverenge from the US, Ben Kiverenge, Went Masale, Grace Masinde, among others. She was an auntie to Agri, Patricia of the US, Warren MJ, Chris Jr., Levis, Collins, Samuel, Dwayne, Baraka, the late Joseph, the late Derek, the late Ivy, the late Caroline, Dennis, Collins, Jr., Melon, among others. Education. She went to Mahanga Primary School between 1978 and 1985. She later joined Chavavo Secondary in 1986 and then to Luhoho Girls High School between 1987 and 1989, where she did her KCSE and moved to Nairobi and started to work life. Joyce worked with Evermay Hotel in the housekeeping department. She later joined Kenya Medical Training Center in Nairobi, where she worked in the same capacity till she met her untimely death. A demise. On the 11th day of December 2017, the deceased in the company of other family members who had gone to visit her sister Helen Amwende at Mabusi scheme in Kitale. On their way back home, the vehicle they were traveling in was involved in an accident at Kamukuywa along Kitale Webuye Road, where she met her untimely death along with other 16 passengers. Joyce died at the age of 47 years. May her soul rest in eternal peace.
Yesu, nitie nguvu, nimalize mwendo salama. Baba, Mungu wangu, nitie nguvu, nimalize mwendo salama. Yesu, nitie nguvu, nimalize mwendo salama. Nimalize mwendo salama.
So team webeyaha, the whole team is Kenya Medical Training College students and staff from Nakuru KMTC and Nairobi KMTC. Kwa bebzanu ruembo lara.
Wapenzi wa Bwana na wasalimu katika jina la Yesu. Amjambo. Na kwa fursa hii kuwasifu na kuwapigia asanti kwa sababu mmekuja kwa wingi kuzindikisha mtoto wangu Edna na wenzao Joyce, Abigail and the rest. Edna was a third born in my family. I had 2 sons and 2 girls. Now she has gone with my grandchildren, Ivy and Derek. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Edna Nyaboke Okenye was born on 25th January 1978 in Kisii. She was the daughter of late Mr. Robert Okenye and Mrs. Esther Kemunto Okenye. Edna Nyaboke enrolled to Kisii Primary School in 1987. She was later taken to Muslim Primary School in Nakuru in 1991, where she completed her primary education in 1993. She joined Our Lady of Lords Nyaburu Girls High School in Kisii, where she completed her secondary school education. She trained as a secretary at Lions College along Ngong Road, Nairobi in 1997 to 1998. She went to Africa Institute of Research and Development, Nairobi campus, where she graduated with Diploma in Business Administration. Edna Nyaboke worked as secretary at Juanco Company in Ngong. She later joined Intco Company, Pizza Inn, which has Pizza, Chicken Inn, Creamy Inn. In February 2004, where she worked as a bank officer, that's cash collection and banking, till the time she met her death. She was hardworking and dedicated lady. Edna Nyaboke Okenye got married to George Lugwili Oguso in 2006, and they were blessed with 3 children, 2 sons, Dwayne Oyando, Derek Oguso, and 1 daughter, Ivy Mwenesi. Edna Nyaboke is niece to Isaiah, Ruth, Susan, Lois, late Drusilla, and Grace and Samuel. Edna Nyaboke is a sister to Ken Okenye, Judy Nyanya, that is me, and Clifford Osoro. Cousin to Jane, Jacqueline Nyaboke, Gladys, Janet, Grace, Patrick, and Olivia, among others. Her Christian life, Edna Nyaboke Okenye was baptized as a Seventh-day Adventist. She later joined Nairobi Pentecostal Church, Ngong, up to 2005. She later joined Friends Church, that's Quakers, FIC Ngong Road, as a member. On the 11th day of December 2017, the deceased, in company of other family members who had gone to visit Helen on Monday at Mabusi Scheme, Kitale. On their way back home, the vehicle they were traveling in was involved in an accident at Kamkuya along the Kitale Webuye Road, where she met her untimely death along with other 16 passengers. Edna Nyaboke died at the age of 39 years, and may her soul rest in peace.
Sisi wote kwa njia moja na njia nyingine, hii msiba imetuleta pamoja, na tunataka tujiulize nini ilifanyika watu wetu 16 wanapelekwa chini mara moja. Na sisi tuliobaki, mimi naahidi kama mbunge wa Sabatia na mmoja wenu, tutakuwa na nyinyi karibu. Mheshimiwa Kibai, gavana wetu, spika wetu na viongozi wote wa kaunti, tumesema tutasimama na nyinyi wakati wowote.
Kwanza kabisa nimekuja hapa nikiwa na huzuni na roho nzito, nikileta rambirambi zangu mwenyewe, rambirambi za familia, na pia nawakilisha rambirambi za wakaazi wote wa Vihiga ambao ninawakilisha katika bunge la seneti ya Jamhuri ya Kenya. We'll pray for the departed souls, that God puts them in eternal peace.
Nataka kuambia baba, rais wetu ambaye tulikuchagua, tukakupatia kura zetu zote. Hapa Vihiga ulipata 99.6%.
we have confidence in you. You are our president, we elected you. We know that you won the election. Tunajua ya kwamba wewe ulishinda uchaguzi. Na tunataka kukuambia tukiwa kwa mazishi hapa baba, tunaona ni kama umeanza kuregeza kamba. Baba, unaregeza kamba. Baba, don't let us down. Wewe ulituanzisha safari ukatuambia unatupeleka Canaan. Na sisi hatutachoka mpaka tufike Canaan. Tunajua safari ya Canaan sio safari rahisi. Hata wana wa Israeli walipotaka kutoka Misri kwenda Canaan iliwachukua miaka 40. We are not going to get tired and we don't want you to get tired. As in Vihiga, we don't recognize Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta as our president. So baba, jambo letu ni kukwambia usiregeze kamba. Kaza tu, endelea kukaza. Kama ni Biblia baba, beba. Kama ni cabinet, wewe tangaza yetu cabinet. Kwa sababu ile ingine hatuitambui. We are with you baba. Usiregeze kamba. Asanteni sana. Mwenyezi Mungu aweke roho ya watu wetu mahali pema mbinguni.
Kwanza kabisa ni kutoa risala za rambirambi. Wakati tuliposikia kutoka kwa vipasha habari kwamba hii ajali mbaya imetokea, na hatimaye tukapata kujua kwamba wale wamefariki karibu wote ni wa hapa, tulishikwa na huzuni sana. Mheshimiwa Ligala alinipigia, Mheshimiwa Kivai, Agoi na hata kijana wenu hapa Bwana Chris Mbwanga kuniambia kwamba kuna ajali kubwa ambaye imeangamiza familia. Kwa hivyo mwanzo kabisa, kwa niaba yangu na niaba ya familia na niaba ya watu wa NASA, mimi nasema pole kwa familia hii kwa mzigo na msiba huu mkubwa kabisa. Mheshimiwa Raila, ndio chukua ya shukrani. Nyasaha murindi kandarindi bahanga sigabe ndio
abantu bose durembe durembe chema sika. Mimi nimekuja kwa sababu ya yale maneno ambayo yamefanyika hapa. Nilikuwa niko na matanga kule nyumbani, lakini nilisema hii nyumbani ni kidogo. Hii yale ambayo imefanyika Vihiga ni maovu kubwa. Hii ni huzuni kubwa zaidi, na ndio sababu mimi nimekuja. Nataka kusema poleni sana kwa kupoteza wenzenu. Kesho ile kamati ya andalizi ya mambo yoyote yetu pamoja na hiyo ya kufanya swearing in itatoa ratiba kamili ile tutafanya. Sawa? Nina hakika tunaenda Canaan. Na ziara ya Canaan iko. Tunasimama genge ya mto Jordan. Na parapanda Italia. Tutavuka. Tutapita Jericho mpaka Jerusalem. Mungu aweke moyo yao pale pema peponi.
Siku ya mateso yangu, msaada wangu ni Yesu. Majina mimi ni Kenn-Tech Mbima. Nani atakufariji siku ya kufiwa kwako? My aunt. Wengine wanao siku ya kufiwa kwako. Tulikuwa tunaenda sana katika mawaidha. Tunamtembelea tukiwa na shida nyumbani. Rambirambi za kutosha. Tunalinda nyumba zetu. Wakati wazazi wangu walienda wote, ndio kwa mibaki kama mama yangu. Na muziki apigiwa.
Je, wewe masikini, nani atakufariji? Siku ya majonzi yako hata kande utakosa. Imba mfariji, mfariji wangu ni Yesu. We mama, siku ya mateso yangu, mfariji wangu ni Yesu. Mimi mfariji, mfariji wangu ni Yesu. Sina mtu, siku ya mateso yangu, mfariji wangu ni Yesu. Nani ya kusaidia kwenye madai ya miradi, vinua mgongo na mambo ya kikazi? Wengine wanao watu wanaowasaidia.
Mimi naitwa Florence Onyango, mtoto wa Dibora. Mama tulikuwa naye Monday wakienda hiyo ugeni. Tukaachana vizuri, mimi nikirudi Nairobi. Kufika Nairobi kitu saa 10 tukaongea na yeye, akisema vile wamefika lakini watachelewa kidogo. Kifika usiku nikajaribu kupiga simu saa 2 hivi. Sikumpata. Kidogo hivi nikasikia watu wakaanza kunipigia simu, wakisema vile wamepata ajali. Mama alikuwa mama mwenye heshima, mama mwenye furaha, alikuwa anapenda wageni, watoto wake wote aliwalea. Ingawa alikuwa na shida kidogo, lakini alitulea na akatusomesha mpaka mahali tumefika. Tumekuwa na maisha sasa mzuri, tulikuwa tunafikiria sasa tumlee hata sisi. Ndiye amefika mahali ametuacha, lakini tunajua yote ni ya Mungu. Amweke tu mahali pema peponi.
Baada siku chache utasikia.
Kwa majina mimi ni Alfred Mando Mungani. Huyo ni sister yangu na alipata ajali ya Kamkuyo. Bila nahitaji tu ni maombi wa Kristo na Kenya mzima mtuombe. Msaada wangu ni Yesu. Sina madereva na muomba tafadhali, mkibeba abiria mfuate maneno ya serikali, sheria za madriver. Wao wakidrive gari wakiona vile wanaweza kuendesha magari yao.
Siku moja Yesu alimkuta mgonjwa.
mundu umukali yibura abere wamadiku gageshi na wizo yekebe arabizanga kule kemole na akaragwa anagura kule kiriri si asengera mba.
Wakati umefika, umechukua mama Dibora, baba jamii yake aliyowacha tuikabidhi mikononi mwako. Wacha yote yatendeke ni kwa mapenzi yako, na ni kwa Yesu Kristo tunaomba na kuamini.
Wife to the Raphael Matoma. Mama Dibora was my mother-in-law. I miss her a lot, really. She was a wonderful person. I really miss her. And she was everything we had hapa nyumbani. Tunashukuru Mungu kwa maana tulimpenda, lakini Mungu alimpenda zaidi. Wacha Mungu amweke mahali pema peponi ambapo alijitafutia. Rest in peace, Mama Roseno.
I'm Raphael Matoma, and today we are celebrating the life of my mom, who's been a mentor to me, a friend, and a prayer mate. She's made me who I am. I must say I'll miss her. I'll miss her because I look back to when I knew my mom. We've been very close. We've really been best friends. And she's really taught me a lot in life. She's taught me about perseverance. She's taught me about resilience. She's taught me about love. She's taught me about prayer. And we've come a long way. She's helped me to be who I am. Single-handedly, she took me to school. Another thing is that she really believed in herself. I remember a story that she told me when I was young, how I was born, and how I came into this world, and how people talked about it because I'm the fourth one. And the first three of my siblings died during that. So everyone fought, even me. That is same case. So she told me when she gave birth to me, it was a miracle. It was a miracle in that people were coming to bury me, not to celebrate my life. But people were coming to see, okay, we're going again to bury another baby. But from inside her heart, she told me she had a faith that I will survive. Then 3 weeks down the line, I fell sick. And again, everyone was, we knew about this. He'll not survive. This is what she told me. She took me to hospital. And now this is what I'm saying about her resilience. She took me to hospital and she didn't have money. I was admitted in hospital. I spent there 1 month. And the bill, when I was okay now, I'm supposed to be discharged. There was no money for the bills, to clear the bills or to cater for the bills. And she told me she had so many friends at the hospital, nurses, and one doctor, was Dr. Smith, who was very close to her. She was doing his last, he was working in Maseno Hospital, so that was the last month when I was admitted that he was going back to the US. So those nurses helped my mom to discharge. I mean, those nurses discharged me without paying anything. Despite me having a bill there, despite me being very sick with pneumonia, I was treated and was discharged without pay. So she told me she didn't even have fare. I was tiny. She was sick. She carried me all the way. These are like 15 kilometers. And you can imagine it is, I was only like 1 month old. But she carried me 15 kilometers from Maseno to my grandma's place. Where I recuperated until I was okay, then she came back home with me. So most of the time she always says, I'm the one who really made her continue with the marriage in this homestead. Or was it not because of me, because I was born, then there could have been no marriage, because that was the first kid. And it was so this is what really connected me to my mom. It gelled our bond. Because he always says it's me, if I couldn't survive, then there is no way she could have continued with the marriage. Because everyone has said that a marriage is about children. So if you don't bear children, then you're of no use. So it is me who really, when I survived, I made the marriage to work. And that's why she really loved me. She loved me so very much. And you find that in the recent past, it was like we had changed. She was not like my mother, she was like my sister, because we shared a lot. We shared a lot, and there are things that I don't think she's told many people, or even the brothers and sisters, but she used to tell them. And whenever I was in trouble, there was something bothering me, she could feel 1,000 miles away. That is how we were connected. That is how we were bonded with my mother. Every time I called her, from first, that is when she receives my call, she would tell me something. Either she asks me, "You okay?" And I say, "Yes, I am." Then she tells me, "There's something wrong. Tell me." And for sure, if I call her and there's something bothering me, she'll know. She'll know. So I'll miss her so much. As I was saying about resilience, I survived, I grew up, and she saw something in me. She took me to school at 5 years. When she took me to school, they said, "No, I'm not." But then we used to do like this, so it was tiny. I couldn't, my fingers couldn't touch the ear. They told me, "You go home. You're yet to." Then she told them, let this boy stay in class. Not because let him stay in class, so that next year he'll just repeat the same class. He'll be now, he'll have attained the age of joining school. But he convinced the teachers. The teachers was like, "This is a small boy, he cannot do nothing." But I convinced them, and surely they admitted me to class one when I was like 4.5 years. Because she believed in me, because she was so optimistic. Believe me, she used to teach me in the house, and I was so sharp. I never repeated. I went through up to class 7 those days. I was a tiny boy, 11 years. Now comes high school. I didn't have money, but I heard he was optimistic, and he took me to Form 1 without any single cent. And I was admitted. I don't know how he used to talk to the teachers. She had an attribute which was very strong. I don't know how she used to, but I was admitted. Then she came back home to look for funds, but she made sure that I was in class. And that's what made me really understand to be resilient, not to give up. Everyone has their chance. It's only how you go about it. So my mom was good. My mom was my mentor. My mom was my best friend. On 11th, at midnight 30, I received a call from my wife, which is not very unusual, because we chat 9:30, 9:30, say good night. But this time, she called at midnight 30, and I picked the phone. She was crying. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what it was, because I was at home, not really at home in Kenya. I work outside the country, so I was in Kenya, and we spoke with my mom. We had plans for December, and she was full of joy and full of life. So when my wife called me in the airport, she was sobbing. I knew something was wrong. When she told me we've lost our mom, and I was flabbergasted. I couldn't figure out. So I disconnected. I prayed and called back. She didn't pick. So I spoke to my nephew Melvin, and he told me the whole story. It was sad. That was the lowest of the lowest moments in my life. I broke down in tears. I cried. I took a flight back home just to come and confirm that my mom is gone. And yes, it was true. It was sad, but I had to comprehend. We've sent off my mom. She's made everything. She's made the ways. Everything has been okay. We planned the burial. It went fine, and I'm grateful that I had a lovely mom. I'm grateful, and she was the best person I've ever had in this life. And I pray to God that she rests her soul in eternal peace. She She was the only mom that I had who loved me so much, who cared for me, who sacrificed a lot for me to be who I am. There was no way I could repay her, but I just prayed to God from deep inside my heart to keep us all in a time of peace. My mom, rest in peace. I'll always love you.